It's not that I'm a pussy. It's just like I'm already.
You beat it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not on easy, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, here's some exposition for you.
The world was split into two. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Did you hear Sayla? I hope that picked her up. She's not impressed, Snake.
She's not. Oh, the Cold War? We're a bunch of gays.
Sounds like something stupid.
Sounds like two women bickering over a pot pan.
It does. And it was.
And it was.
It does. Woo woo. And it was. Woo woo. Come dance with me. Woo woo. Come dance with me. Woo woo. Wow. That was worth it. That's what's happening right now.
That's what's happening.
This kind of.
With 30,000 feet, it's our altitude. We're playing this game in real time.
Real time. It's happening. But yeah. Did we finish explaining what the series actually was, or were we just...
No, we just kind of went off from it. But.
Yeah. Basically what we're doing... Sorry if we're over-talking this shit. But what we're doing is we're playing the Metal Gear story in order. So, like, chronologically. So this is the first story, even though it's Metal Gear Solid 3. You know, it's... You'll see, if you don't know. So it's quite the endeavor, because you could call Metal Gear Solid 4 Metal Gear Movie 4.
Yeah.
You know? Doesn't mean I didn't like it.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Oh, you hear that?
Somebody's got a little... Somebody's a little sassafras.
You should just, like, choke him out right there.
Fuck that. Throw him out.
Throw him out. And then be like, throw him a parachute and say, catch it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's performing the first Halo dive.
Depressurization complete. Checking oxygen supply. 6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Did you see that? That was awesome. It's a clever way of...
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off.
It's warm.
He'll be alright. Look at him.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour.
He's fucking, you know,
1 minute to drop off.
he's Snake.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He doesn't fucking fear anything.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spread your wings and fly. God be with you.
Spread your legs and choke. Oh, flippity flip flip flips. It was pretty cool, huh?
It was pretty badass.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviet research facilities. and the East's foremost expert on weapons
I
development.
hope the disc isn't scratched. I think it just skipped.
Isn't he that famous
Did you see
rocket
that?
scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
There was no God.
He's like, well spoken.
Was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
Welcome to the Metal Gear movie theater.
We're not gonna say shit.
And we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a
Look at that handsome bastard.
I know, dude. I would kiss him right on the lips.
Fuck yeah.
No. The Jupiter IRBM
I'd let him tongue my asshole.
I'd suck his dick.
get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic
I'd help
value
you.
Oh, no shame, dude.
I'd cup the balls.
Cup the boss.
Turkey was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies.
I put Marilyn Monroe to shame, dude.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I'm gonna let you put it in my ass.
That's right.
I'll let you get up as far as you want. Ooh, I might take a poo.
Happy birthday.
Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev.
I liked singing that, looking you dead in the eyes.
Today, I got Sokolov.
How else?
I want to come
How
over
else
there.
would you?
Come over there and get frisky with you. I'm not talking about the cat food either.
No,
Well, I might hit you with a bag of frisky cat food. I don't know.
I'm into that.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a
I
secret
assume. Yes.
Yes, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Whiskey?
according to
You told me to drink.
in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a
Got any virgin in those cliffs?
I heard you got some virgins out here.
Yo, I heard there was some virgin in the cliffs.
Not for long. Not when Papa comes to town.
That's right. I'm Snake.
Look at my snake.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
There's been shitting the whole way down.
He's just getting all his farts out before he has to like stealth it up.
Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure
everything's
the
a
safety of
fucking
Sokolov,
green.
and bring him back to the west.
Hell yeah.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Ticket.
Every time with this clock ticking bullshit.
I know. Like, why you gotta be so, like...
Once we've confirmed the rescue,
Needy.
stand by
Yeah, dude, come on.
A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning
I
on
can handle
going
up to
over the
500
border in a
pounds if you
single
get me
combat
drunk
attack?
enough.
With two 6-barrel 20
With the front end of a car, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Shit, yeah. Good thing I brought my salt and pepper. Oh, baby, baby! I just like dive out of the sky with them.
Push it real good. Hell yeah.
I can't stop it! Oh shit.
Whoa.
Wowsy towsy.
And he's like, fuck that hurt.
I'm Snake. Look at my gorgeous fucking mullet. Yeah. Now that is an attractive man. Guess what?
You copy.
More dialogue.
You're
More
already in enemy
dialogue.
territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely
Great.
naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
Well, let's get to
Climb
it,
a
dude.
tree,
Oh my
stand
god.
in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Go get your backpack, boy. Get ready to go to school.